Hello there everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm your tarot reader Stephanie, and today's reading is about messages from your divine high self. So we're going to be tapping into your higher self to see what messages they have for you at this moment. The topic could be about anything. It all depends on what wants to come through. It's going to be a little bit freeform. We have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have this green calcite. Pile 2, we have a lovely black moonstone. This is one of my favorites. Pile 3, we have this rose quartz, a piece of rose quartz. And pile 4, we have a selenite palm stone. So take a few deep breaths, tap into your higher self, maybe meditate a little bit, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the green calcite, then we have your reading here for you for messages from your higher self. We're going to see what your higher self has in store for you, as well as any advice that it wants to give at this time. We're going to start with the card you chose, and then we're going to get into the oracles, which I've pre-selected. Well, almost already pre-selected. I have 1 card left to get for you, but the card you chose is Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self. So I feel like there's something about reuniting with your higher self. Maybe that's part of the reason you came to this reading, is because you know that your higher self has been calling. You know that there's something within you that either must be done or that you're kind of getting the hint to do here. So let me go ahead and get your second card. I wanted to do 2 cards for this one, for this deck. Beautiful deck, by the way. The Isis Oracle. We have Divine Sisterhood, community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light. So for a lot of you, you could be looking for your soul family, or you could be wanting to find your people, to find your group, people who resonate with the same things that you do, or people who just view things the same way that you do. Maybe you already have your group of people, or you could be seeking a new group of people. Especially if you've recently moved somewhere and you're looking for friends, or if you feel that you have had like a falling out with your old group of friends, or even a, what's the word, where you all separate and go your separate ways or do your own things. Maybe there's something to be said about that here. Let's get the rest of your cards, pile 1. We have Surrender. We have Intuition. Yeah, your intuition has been calling really, really strongly to you. No wonder you're here. We have Peppers, 28. Be fierce about the ways in which you protect yourself. Allies await. What did I say? It's like your group is coming in. They could either be like separate people that you yourself know, or it could be a group of people, like whichever makes more sense to you. If you're more of a person who likes to do things one-on-one, it could be like separate individuals that you end up hanging out with in your own time. Or it could be a group of people. Pepper could be important here. I'm thinking of Pepper Potts from the Iron Man movies, from the Avengers movies as well. It's kind of like Tony has his pepper. Maybe some of you are looking for your Pepper or your Tony, depending on who you're looking for here, or who you see yourself more as. But I'm also seeing somebody who is... This is somebody who is able to handle the more spicy side of life. And by that, I mean like the more chaotic, the more dramatic, the more intense moments of life. Maybe spicy if you're looking for a romantic partner as well, but mostly I'm getting somebody here, or a group of people, who help you out in times of need. It makes me think of, this is just my own personal example, kind of. Like I'll be in certain areas and I know I'll be surrounded by like really low vibrational situations or people, but then my friends slowly and surely start showing up. Or if they, or in some cases it could be coworkers, if you got coworkers who got your back, or people who, you know, you call, you message, and suddenly you feel safe. That's what I'm getting. It's kind of like you're calling your people in. Maybe for some of you, this could be your spirit guides as well. Maybe your spirit guides are asking you to view them more as friends rather than these people who have dominion over your life. We also have Unstick the Stuck. We have Column Stability, number 42. And Elevation, Wings. Interesting that the wings came through twice. It's almost, in fact, these are, I think, the wings of Isis or Mot, depending. There's several goddesses within the Egyptian mythos that have these wings. mostly it's meant to symbolize ascension or divinity. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're looking for high vibrational people for sure, or people that you can just resonate with. If it's nothing spiritual, it might just be looking for people that you can party with, vacation with, go and do the things you enjoy doing, or people who just accept things the way that you do. It's like you're searching or looking for people with your perspective. Sometimes it's hard to find people who are on your mental or emotional level as well, especially if, for example, you're in an area where there's not a lot of people your age, or maybe everybody seems to think a certain way. I feel like there's something here about releasing the idea that you are stuck, because for some of you, you may see things like blockages and being stuck as something immovable, when the truth is it's more like you can move things however you want. It's kind of like this card, how this lady's just here in the water, going with the flow, going with the roll of the wave. If the storm comes, just ride it out. I feel like for a lot of you, it's actually a lot more simpler than you believe it is. If it's not about looking for other people, like I mentioned, it could be about looking for spirit guides, or even signs that the universe is co-conspiring with you, which I think, again, it all depends on a matter of perspective here. So this is what your higher self wants to let you know. What else is coming through? Peppers in general could be important. I'm thinking of spice levels. I know this is weird. This is me personally. This is my own opinion. I used to believe that only people who hated themselves would like spicy food, because I would sit there and try to eat spicy food and be like, who would do this to themselves? Who hates themselves this much? Like, I used to think this. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but maybe some of you think similarly, or maybe your spice tolerance could be going up or down depending on where you are in life and what you're eating. I know mine goes up and down depending on the situation. And that's saying something, 'cause I'm Mexican. But numbers coming through, we have 28. We have 46 twice. So maybe some of you for that age could be of importance, or the number 46 could be important. We also have 42. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to your tarot to see more specifically what messages your higher self has for you at this moment. Pile 1. I'm not really asking individual questions. I'm just letting whatever comes through come through. For pile 1. This may or may not have anything to do with the oracles. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Two of Cups. Ace of Cups. This is the Knight of Wands. I'm going to get a little bit more because I'm seeing a lot of you try to put effort, or wondering what you're doing wrong when it comes to the people around you, either in terms of, like I said, one-on-one connections, whether that's friendships, platonic connections, maybe relationships, like romantic connections as well. Some of you feel that you're far too much, or that you come on too strong, and maybe you've been wondering if you have to tone down your personality, or in any way, shape, or form change your personality, which is fair. I feel like a little bit of self-reflection doesn't hurt every now and then. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and I have to censor that because for whatever reason they gave this creature some titties. But we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the King of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. Interesting. And the Knight of Swords. And Death. For a lot of you, you're going through a very strong change in either your social group, your social standing, or the way you view life, which is really interesting. It's kind of like, you know how when you go from one environment to a completely different one, or a new environment, like you get a little bit mind blown about how things are. I'm seeing specifically in the movie Mean Girls. well, maybe Dreamgirls, but Mean Girls, when Lindsay Lohan's character, she goes from being homeschooled to this new high school area, and suddenly like she doesn't understand why the high schoolers are the way they are, but she knows she kind of has to play the game and be part of that. That's what I'm getting. It's like she's going from being this one person to being a completely different person, all because of her environment. For a lot of you, you are being shaped by your environment. We all are, whether we like it or not, whether we resist it, whether we go along with it, whether we watch it from afar. We're all shaped by our environments. And I feel like a lot of you, you're trying to either prevent yourself from becoming the very thing in your environment that you do not want to be, or you're allowing it to guide you in the way that you want. For some of you, you could be looking for completely different places to go, places to be, especially those of you that feel that you don't resonate at all with where you live or the people around you that are your same age. I feel like there's something here about you transforming, or you going along with something for a moment, but in your heart of hearts here with the Queen of Swords, it's like they can change your outside, but they can't change your inside. I feel like there's something here where like you can play the part, you can look the part, but on the inside you have your own sense of morals, you have your own sense of what is right and wrong, you have your own mind, and nothing can change that. That was always my biggest thing with things like I don't know if I should say this or not, especially at a tarot reading, but I have nothing against any sort of spiritualities or religions, but my biggest thing was always like organized religion never made sense to me. Why it existed, I understood. But to me, the connection with the divine was always something, it still is something personal. No one can tell you what to believe in or how to believe in it or how to worship it. That's always been my thing. That's why I respect everybody. Even if you do decide to go along with an organized religion, that's still like your right to do so. But to me, to imagine that somebody could tell me what kind of relationship to have with my own divinity always seemed kind of silly. Like even as a young kid, because I was very religious as a kid, and then I grew out of it, and then I regrew into spirituality in my own terms, which was much more liberating. And that's part of why I do what I do now, because I love to channel the divine. I love the conversation I have with it on a regular basis. Maybe for some of you, this is a similar thing. Maybe for some of you, you do go to religious organizations, and even though you don't fully agree with what they have to say, you still have your own connection to the spiritual. This all depends. If it's not something on a spiritual basis, it could be something more, again, if it's your neighborhood, maybe everybody there looks a certain way, does a certain thing. Like, you know, I'm thinking of big groups of people, and now I'm seeing how you want to stay true to yourself, regardless of who it is that you attract or don't attract. Which is always, I feel like you have to give credit to people who do this. Sometimes it's difficult to leave behind a community that does do a lot for you, or who accepts you or knows you in a certain way. Especially when you're about to go through a huge change that I think is going to be hard to ignore. I see this a lot in people. Again, if we're talking about a neighborhood, if you divorce, it's like everybody notices that you and your partner are no longer together, and therefore they may see you differently depending on how that is. If we're talking about more a close-knit group of friends, maybe somebody here is breaking off and going to marry somebody, and suddenly there's like an imbalance in the group of friends because this person isn't there. Whatever it is, I feel like you're coming to terms with who you are as yourself and who you are within a group, and how that all fits into your divine purpose or into your life path, if this is even part of your life path. After all, the people we meet, the people we are a part of, are also worked into our life contracts when we are reborn. So I'm gonna get a few more cards. I hope this is making sense, pile one. Let me know if this is resonating with you. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. There's a lack of confidence here, or especially if you're a woman or identify as more feminine, I feel like there's something here where you're afraid of how people are going to judge you, which is fair. I feel like a lot of you understand that sometimes women do get judged a little bit more harshly for things that they do compared to men. Not always, this is just for those of you for who this resonates, but there is something here about being judged harshly. And we have the Five of Swords. And I'm hearing people are gonna say whatever they want to say anyway, so just do whatever you want. That's what I'm seeing with the Five of Swords. It's like, doesn't matter what you do, people will always say what they want to say, or or it's kind of like you can't win. For a lot of you, just do what you want. Say, what's that thing that Dr. Seuss says? Do what you want and say what you say, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. That's what I'm hearing for a lot of you. Just do whatever it is that your little heart wants you to do. And then back of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. I'm hearing stuff in Spanish now, which is always odd. I'm hearing los reales, the real ones. Your real ones will come through regardless of what you do, is what I'm hearing. So with that said, let's get some closing advice for you, pile 1. We got the morning mantras. It does not have to be the morning where you are, but I wanted to get a little bit of these cards. It's actually the evening where I am right now as I'm recording this. We have make like a plant and grow toward the light. Flower, repeat. It's kind of like grow in the direction that you know you're meant to. Grow in the direction that makes you feel good. Grow in the direction that adds to your life. Grow in the direction that makes you feel light, wonderful, and thriving. Anyone who asks you to be less or asks you to be small isn't a true friend, and they cannot say that they love you. Anyone who asks you to be small is not a true friend. But this is where I leave it, pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the black moonstone, then we have a reading here for you about messages from your higher self, what your higher self would like you to know at this time. I'm not sure if this is relevant, but I have the Lavender Town theme song from Pokemon stuck in my head right now. Partially because I was watching the DJ Pikachu set right before I started this reading, and it went off harder than it needed to at some point. I was like, you know what, this is actually pretty good. Oh gosh. This is probably my pile of nerds or people who love Pokemon or video games or anime, whatever. I need to use those cards again. But anyway, let's get started with your reading. Messages from your higher self. Your inner child could be coming out here. Maybe your inner child never fully went away, and that's okay. I feel like this is my pile of people who have fun regardless. But anyway, back to the reading. Stay true and be in your power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of Divine Authority. There is something here to be said about staying true to who you are and being more authentic that will somehow bring in a lot more of a better life for a lot of you. It's like when you are honest with yourself about what you like and what you're into and the things that you do, it allows more genuine people to come to you. So for a lot of you, I feel like if you've been wondering if you need to ditch a certain mentality or way of being, I feel like only if it's inauthentic to you. If it feels very much like a part of you, like a very honest part of you, I feel like this is okay for you to embody. As long as it makes you feel good, as long as you know it's part of who you are, it's okay to hold on to it. But if you're pretending to be something you're not, it's time to let it go. Stay true and be in your power. Stay true to yourself and be in your power is what I'm hearing. But let's get the rest of your oracles, pile 2. So we have Integrity, Horns, number 41. We also have breathwork, number 4. Allow your breath to expand your spirit and fill your heart. Some of you could be calling to breathwork, because I'll be honest, in this particular pile, I'm having a little bit of a hard time breathing. Not entirely, but I could see how, like, maybe some of you have things like asthma or any other sort of respiratory not infection, well, maybe an infection, respiratory ailments going on here. So I feel like breathing, especially deep breathing exercises, could be very beneficial. In general, deep breathing in addition to meditation or just calming the mind is really, really good for you. So yeah, especially those of you who are a Lifepath 4, because the number 4 has already shown up twice. We have freedom. We have What Do You Really Want, number 27. And Initiation, Spiritual Testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. Ra. It's interesting because Ra is the sun god, and at least in, I forget what oracle or what deck I have where he is associated with power. the god Ra, the sun god Ra. I feel like for a lot of you, you're stepping into your power, and it's actually a lot more easy than you recognize. I feel like for a lot of you, you feel powerless at this moment, when the truth is you're just overcomplicating things in your mind a little bit. It's kind of like if you take a few steps back and deep briefly and ask yourself very simple questions, you'll recognize just how much more in control you really are, at the very least over yourself. And I'm saying this with a lot of love. Sometimes it's kind of like when our mind gets cluttered, or when life catches up with us, we may freak out and think, oh, I have no control over this. I have this, and this to do. When the truth is you just need like 15 minutes to turn off your phone, turn off noise if you don't want any noise, or listen to something really calming. Take a few deep breaths. There's a reason why in every intro to my tarot readings, I say take a few deep breaths before you choose your pile. Even just breathing a little bit will allow your mind to make better decisions, will allow it to think a little bit more seamlessly, if you will. I'm not sure what the studies are on that. I feel like I read that once, or at the very least, it's been true for me. Whenever I've been in a situation where I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I just take like a few deep breaths. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't have to go into a full-on meditation mode. I just take a beautiful breath in and then exhale it out, and things are just better. I even encourage you to do that right now, pile 2. If you feel the need to pause and take a few deep breaths and see how you feel after that, just try it. But for a lot of you, there's something here about a new beginning for sure. And part of the reason you were chosen for this new beginning, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is actually what you're about to do, maybe something you didn't decide for yourself, hence why you feel the lack of control. The reason you were chosen, quote, quote, for this is because you're ready for this. You have the capability to do this. Have you ever had somebody like tell you to do something and you think, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm going to do this? I don't know how to do this. I've never done this. But they're like, you'll be okay. You can handle it. That's what I'm getting. For a lot of you, it's either the universe, your higher self, or maybe even quite literally people around you telling you that you can do something, that it's going to be a lot better than you recognize, that it's going to be a lot more simple than whatever it seems like. It's like traveling. If you ever traveled overseas or traveled anywhere, all you have to do is buy a ticket and get on a plane. It is that simple. We overcomplicate it a little bit sometimes. Yeah, if we decide to, not set the alarm or not figure out a way to get there. But it's really simple. I could book a plane tomorrow and be here and then in another place tomorrow. Something about simplifying the way you view things will help, as opposed to letting it get to you instead of getting caught up in the details. With that said, I'm not saying that you should skip over the details or not worry about the little things here and there, but this is my beautiful pile of overthinkers, and I associate myself as an overthinker as well from time to time. So I'm saying this with a lot of love. Keep things simple and watch how lighter life feels at the very least. So with that said, let's see what the tarot has to say for you, pile 2. There's also something about fresh air. If you can, don't be afraid to step outside and get some fresh air. So we're using the Egyptian Art Nouveau deck. Just keeping a theme here. Ancient Egypt. So pile 2. What does your higher self want you to know? This may or may not have anything to do with what the oracle said. So we have, this is the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, also manifestations. We have Strength reversed. Some of you feel like you're not ready for something that you manifested. It's like you were manifesting, and now that you're there, it's like, what? It's like, oh, it's here. I don't know if I'm ready. That's what I'm getting. It's like you kept asking and asking, and now that it's here, you're not even sure. You're kind of freaking out. We have the King of Wands. Again, stepping into your power. Maybe some of you asked for more power over your life, more control over yourself. And now that you have it, it's like, oh, wow, the weight of this was not what I was expecting. We have this is the Lovers. Yeah, it's the Lovers. For some of you, maybe you called in a relationship and you weren't expecting it to be with such a baddie. Or you called it, if it's not a relationship, it's like calling in your soulmate and you weren't expecting them to be the way they were or are. We have the Emperor. Yeah, especially if this is a masculine. Some of you, I'll explain this in a moment. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. Jeez. Pile 2. How did this become a relationship spread? Okay, we have the Hierophant. Karmic lessons. We have the Hangman. Oh, I get it. 7 of Swords. Ace of Cups. I'm getting several things. For a lot of you, this is about relationships. Ace of Wands, back of the deck. Okay. So if this isn't about a romantic relationship or relationships in general or a situationship, try and make this fit whatever your situation is. But for a lot of you, I'm getting this really strongly, specifically if you're attracted to masculine energy or men or more masculine types and you consider yourself more feminine. There's something here about karmic lesson and you're wondering, like, if somebody that you've manifested is your soulmate, your soul partner, and if so, why is it this person? I feel like there's something to be said about if you're asking yourself a lot of questions about somebody, they're more likely to be a karmic lesson than they are a soulmate, because a soulmate feels a lot more simple. A soulmate will not have you questioning every single thing of your life. A soulmate will make things clear, will make things make sense. It's just going to be natural. You're not going to be up at night wondering, are they this? Are they that? Are they here? Like, you're not going to question anything when you have your soulmate. I think a lot of you just needed to hear that. Somebody who makes you question yourself a lot is not meant for you. They're definitely meant for your growth. They're definitely meant to ask yourself certain questions. But I don't think they're meant to leave you so confused. If somebody is leaving you confused here, they're not for you. That's why the 7 of Swords is here underneath the Strength card. The day you meet somebody and you're not asking yourself a million questions about them, specifically shady questions, not things like, oh, I wonder if they like chocolate. You know, it's not that. It's going to be like, oh, I wonder if they have a partner, or I wonder if they were flirting with that person. I thought that you saw them with that. Like, you know, it depends what these questions are. And I feel like the more jumbled your mind is about somebody, the less likely they are to be like your forever romantic partner, and more likely to be a karmic romantic lesson, because those do exist. We have several of those in our lifetimes. For some of us, maybe it's just lucky once or twice, and then for others of us, it's like a lot of them. With the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I do feel like you're calling in romance. If not romance, then it could be friends, it could be an opportunity, it could be creative ideas. But again, whatever it is that you are searching for, if it makes you doubt yourself over and over again, if it makes you ask yourself way too many questions, then it's not for you. And I say this because, well, let's take it out of the relationship context and put it in the context of like, I'm going to use schoolwork or like a class project. I've always noticed it's the class projects that I'm up all night wondering a million things about and doing just like all the crazy things. It's always those that ended up having like the worst grades or the worst reception, or just something about it was never, it wasn't for me. It was always the ones that, yes, I was working hard for them, but they just came naturally to me and I worked on it piece by piece in my own pace. The ones that came naturally to me were the ones that I would always do better on, as opposed to the ones that I stayed up all night worrying about. Sometimes it's the energy you bring to it, but also ask yourself, what are the people around you? What does their energy bring to you? Does it bring you peace, or does it bring you questions? Does it bring you joy, or does it bring you chaos? I feel like there's something to be said about, especially those of you who are more into the hookup culture. I have nothing against, you know, being physically intimate with somebody just for the heck of it and not wanting anything else out of it. I think that's completely fine and healthy if you're in a good place to receive that kind of energy. But if you're hooking up with people who are, let's just say, low vibrational, are not the best, what are you really doing to your energy field here, pile 2? I feel like I said a lot of things in one go. But that's what I'm getting for a lot of you. Because for a lot of you, I feel like your higher self wanted to bring to attention the people you're attracted to, the relationships you're bringing in, and the relationships that you've been in and out of. So with that said, let's go ahead and get your closing card pile. Your closing advice, pile 2. We have make like a plant and grow toward the light. Flower, repeat. Again, choose the light or choose that which is going to enrich yourself. Choose that which is going to bring ease and growth. I'm going to get another one because I already got that card in another pile. And if you're coming from that pile as well, then I want you to get something different here, pile 2. We have, in the game of life, it's more fun when we're all on the same team. And I'm in control of the team roster. Activate today's intention, acceptance. Like I said, you're in charge of your own roster here, pile 2. You can choose who you want to associate with or not want to associate with. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the rose quartz, then we have a reading here for you about messages from your higher self. What your higher self has to tell you at this moment. We're going to be looking at the oracles and then going into the tarot. So we're going to start with the card you chose. We have magic and ritual, crafting, sacred practice. There's something that you're working towards here. And I can tell that you're putting a lot of love and dedication into it. If not right now, I feel like you will be soon. And it's definitely a labor of love. And whatever this is, it's actually gonna look good on you. I mean, it could literally be you're working on your body, therefore you're looking great, or maybe you're working on your skin and, you're glowing. But for others, this would be like if you have a creative passion project and somehow that gives you life and that makes you shine from within. Or maybe some of you are upping your spiritual gifts, your spiritual talents, and that will give you like a literal auric glow, if you will. But I feel like a lot of you're putting a lot of dedication into something that will pay off. If not for everybody else, at the very least for you, it's going to be something you're very proud of. As I'm saying this, my hand is over my heart. So it's almost like you're pledging something. It's almost like whatever this is, it's very close to your heart. It's very near and dear to you. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of your oracles, which have been pre-selected for my pile 3. And this makes sense because we have the rose quartz, and rose quartz correlates with the heart chakra space. We have child. We have creator earth. We have creation spider. Yeah, you're creating something here. Because with crafting, I do think of like arts and crafts for those of you who are literally creating something. But I'm also thinking of how creative a child can be, like how they put like a lot of light and fun energy into their little pictures and little arts and crafts that they do. Some of you could literally be crafting a child, if you will. So that would make sense, especially because I kept hearing glow. Maybe some of you are going to become pregnant and you're going to be glowing. Take that only if it resonates. You do not have to take that if you do not want children. If you know you don't want children, this is not for you. But regardless, this is a passion project. We also have maple tree, number 24. There is a change coming that is so big, it will shift all that exists. Yeah. And I feel like you know that there is a big change coming for you as well because of this thing that you are creating. We have peppers, 28. Be fierce about the ways in which you protect yourself. Allies await. And then we have Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self. This is funny because my sister literally just sent me a picture of our dog. She's this Pomeranian. And in the picture, she was like right under the light. So her like fur was glowing. And I kept saying, oh, she looks heaven sent. She looks like an angel. So it's funny that we got that card as soon as I had that chat with my sister. Whatever is going on here, pile 3, you're very divinely guided in this creation, in this thing you are creating for yourself, in this life you are creating for yourself. Because I do feel like whatever you're doing, it's going to be life altering. So for example, if it's a business, of course, you're going to be able to provide for yourself, for others. If it's a baby child, you're going to be a parent, and that will be a whole new thing, a whole new beautiful living being that you have to take care of. There's also something here about how do I put this? Because I'm seeing somebody plant seeds, and these seeds will provide for the future. So I feel like you're building a nest. It's almost like you're nesting, or you could be. I'm just seeing a little animal like create their little home, kind of like how beavers build dams, or a little squirrel makes what do? They go in the trees and they collect nuts. I'm seeing you prepare for something almost in a biological way. And again, if it's not an actual literal home, it could be you creating something for everybody else. I feel like it's kind of it's within our biological essence to want to create something, whether that's another human or whether that's something for the rest of the world. So whatever it is that you're doing, it looks great on you. The country of Canada is coming through with the maple tree, because this makes me think of the maple leaf, which is on the flag. Maybe some of you are getting into, what's the thing where they collect maple syrup? Is it tapping? I forget what that is, which is a form of foraging, really. And then with the spider, I'm thinking of weaving as well. Even the peppers. Maybe some of you are drying peppers, like to make... like specifically chilies, because this is how they do it in Mexico. They'll take a specific pepper, dry it out, and then you can use that dried pepper to make sauces. Maybe some of you are doing that. There's something about a harvest here as well. But with that said, pile 3, let's go ahead and move on to your tarot to see what else your higher self would like to say. For pile 3. This is also the only pile so far that I'm filming at night. Maybe some of you are nighttime people. I don't know if you can hear the cicadas in the background. They're really loud because the window I'm next to is literally right in front of like 2 trees. So let me know if you can hear them and if you like them or if you're indifferent. I like how they sound. I do not like how they look. They are huge and scary to me anyway. Okay, pile 3. We have the 6 of Cups. I'm not surprised. We have the Empress. Yeah, the Empress, creation energy, mother energy, nurturing energy. For a lot of you, I do feel like motherhood is coming for you. If it's not with human babies, it could be with like animals, which is interesting because I had a dream about I don't know if it was a donkey or a horse or like a small pony. I had a dream about a small pony last night that was like obsessed with me. It would just follow me everywhere, like to the point that it got annoying. So maybe something along those lines. Maybe some of you are taking care of little baby animals. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, whatever you're working towards, whatever you're putting your labor of love into, it will pay off. Not only that, but it will sprout new ideas. We have the Queen of Swords reversed, including ideas that you never thought yourself. It's kind of like the Queen of Swords here is being outsmarted by the things around her. It's kind of like she never thought to see it that way. So a lot of you, you're coming upon new ideas, new ways of thinking that are actually going to shift you for the better. And for a lot of you, it's to make your home better. So if we're talking about a living situation, this would mean that you work out something so that you can live in a particular place that you didn't expect to, or that you can find new ways of, for example, paying rent or live in a specific area. You have the 7 of Swords. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 5 of Wands. There's been a lot of chaos in your life. I feel like you're either trying to ignore the chaos or trying to outrun it. It's kind of like you're just trying to live your most peaceful, best life, staying hydrated, staying glowing, and behind you, behind the scenes, or underneath the mask, it's like there's all this drama and you want nothing to do with it. It's like the world around you could be collapsing, but you'll be damned if you decide to partake in that collapsing energy. It's like everything else around you may fall, but you're not going to fall. You're standing sturdy on your 2 feet. We have the Knight of Swords. And the King of Cups. I feel like there's someone here that truly adores you who is going to help you out, because the Knight of Swords is coming through as like the cavalry, as somebody who's going to help out, as somebody who's got messages or information that could be really beneficial to you, especially if you're in a moment right now, pile 3, where you feel stuck or where you don't know what your options are or where you don't know where to go. There's going to be somebody here who's going to help you out. The King of Cups is kind of like a father figure, but if it's not a father figure, it could be somebody who just really has a soft spot for you. This could be a friend. This could, for some of you, it could be a lover. It could be a husband or partner, wife, whatever. A spouse if you have one, or a romantic partner for those of you who already have one. If you don't have one, it could be somebody who might want to be one. But regardless, this is somebody who has very nurturing energy for you, because I'm kind of seeing whoever this person is, I'm tapping into their energy, and I'm kind of hearing like how anyone could just leave you like that, how anyone could just treat you like that. It's like they see you and they're like, it's not right for pile 3 to be in the position that they are in. So I am seeing that. For those of you, again, if the baby thing is resonating, this could be your partner just suddenly softening up a lot more because they know that you're about to give birth, or that you're going to have their child, which is so interesting because I've been having... I used to write fiction a lot for myself. I never published any of it, but I kept my mind kept replaying this one scene that I wrote about 2 characters and their pregnancy story. So it's funny that that's coming through for a lot of you. I feel like this is what's happening because, and I'm not saying here that having a baby with somebody will make things easier, but for you specifically, pile 3, I feel like there's somebody out here that if you're about to create something, if you're about to bring something into this world, there's somebody here who believes in you and who's going to really support you emotionally throughout this entire journey. Again, it could be a friend, it could be a romantic partner, it could be a parent, but whoever this is, they truly, truly love you. Even if it's just your spirit guide sending you all the love that you need, I feel like there's somebody out here who truly believes in you and loves you. Back of the deck, we have the Chariot, and I have no idea why the Chariot in this deck has two figures with like straight up titties just sticking out. But that's hilarious. Again, nurturing energy is coming through here. Whatever this is, it's meant to ascend you forward. It's meant to take you forward. It's funny that I said ascend, or I almost said elevate. It's meant to progress you forward in life and even take you to somewhere new. Underneath that, we have Judgment, which is so interesting. Again, final decisions, life-altering decisions. And maybe some of you want to fight it, but it's meant to restore your faith in what otherwise you saw as hopeless. So whatever you're going through right now, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be okay. It's going to be more than okay, pile 3. Because I can tell that some of you, there's a little anxiousness, there's a little nervousness, but I see nothing but good things ahead of you. If you can ignore the chaos, the lies, the deception, the heartache. Because I can tell there's a little bit of that. But I don't want to focus on that. I can just tell that it's there. We're going to close off with some advice. These are the morning mantras, but they're going to be the evening mantras for now. Because I got a new one and I wanted to try it out for you, pile 3. So, pile 3. Some closing advice from your higher self. We have, I'll do my best today, no matter what. Even if my best is way, way, way less than perfect, still counts. And it's cute because there's a little cake here, and it's not very nicely decorated. It might be a little wonky, but I bet you that cake is still going to taste really, really good. After all, it's a cake. But this is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the selenite palm stone, then we have your reading here for you about messages from your higher selves, messages from your spirit guides for some of you. It's weird because I meant this to be only about your higher self, but your spirit guides want to come through here as well. So we're going to start with the card you chose as well as the oracles, and then we're going to get into the tarot to see more specifically anything else that they may want to say or to elaborate on what we've seen in the oracles. So we have your pre-selected oracles. You got the most out of any of the piles. It's like every time I went into the deck, 2 would come out, and I only intend for 1 to come out, but you got 2 for almost every deck. There's something here about abundance, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Abundance is coming your way in some way, shape, or form. It could be money, it could be in opportunities, it could be in anything else that it is that you may want. But let's look at the card you chose, pile 4. We have Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. So the constellation of Sirius, is it a constellation or is it a star? I don't remember, but the astral object, Sirius, could be of importance to some of you. I'm getting a lot of astrology here as well. Maybe some of you are really deeply into astrology, or you're tapping into that lately and looking at your... I'm hearing astrological codes, whatever that may mean. That is really interesting. Some of you could be channeling really deeply, or like I said, be really into astrology. Let's look at the rest of your cards. We have Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis. Again, we're talking about stars here. And with Pillar of Light, it makes me think of the High Priestess, because there's a deck, I have a tarot deck where I don't remember if it's the Empress or the High Priestess, but one of their cards, one of those two, is considered the pillar. So definitely a lot of divine feminine energy, regardless of your gender here. You're tapping into divine intuitive energy. We also have Abundance of Sotis, stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. Yeah, a lot of abundance is coming through. And I'm not surprised, again, because, I mean, just look at all these cards. Let me go ahead and get the rest of them. You are light. We have recharge. Crystals could be of importance, or even just taking a moment to recharge, I'm hearing regenerate your energy, regenerate your light, which is so interesting. The words coming through in this reading are words that I don't always use. We have soften. We have independence, feline, number 49. We have protection, Shenring. We have meat and wine, number 25. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. And shape-shifting, 35. Transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. Ooh, why is it hard to say that? I think some of you are afraid of stepping into your power, or afraid of becoming your most powerful self. Or maybe you have a weird relationship with the concept or the idea, or even just the word power. I feel like a lot of you're stepping into a very powerful moment in your life, and all it really takes is a little bit of trusting the universe, trusting yourself, trusting your higher self, which is probably why you're here, and allowing this beautiful light in. It's almost like, what would it take for you to allow life to be easier, to allow life to show you just how wonderful things can be, especially with this soften card here. It's kind of like you envision or imagine that things have to get a little bit more hectic or harder in order for abundance to flow, when the truth is you're just meant to soften and ease into this energy. Yes, recharge in the sense that you have to let go of like old mentalities or other people's energy or societal expectations. But overall, I see you stepping into some sort of abundance, and all it takes is like a small little shift in a direction that actually feels better. I'm getting for whatever reason, I'm getting the example of like walking, like you're walking and it's going to be like a few miles, but really a few miles becomes nothing after, a few moments of walking. Like the idea of walking from point A to point B sometimes is more daunting than actually doing that action. However, for some of you, you're trying to walk, but you're either wearing the wrong shoes or there's like a rock in your shoe. So it's like, choose the shoes that are going to be the most comfortable. Again, because you want to be comfortable. You want this to be easy. Choose shoes that are going to be made for this. So, walking shoes as opposed to high heels. Even though there's nothing wrong with a good pair of high heels, I don't think you want to walk several miles in them. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're used to that. Maybe that's something that you're okay with. And if there's like anything within that shoe that is making, the process painful, then just take it out. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been choosing something that is actually a little bit more difficult, and even for no reason at all. Maybe you feel like you have to, maybe you feel like it's a burden that is yours to bear, but there's something here about being protected from this so divinely that it may actually end up leaving your life or being taken out of your life without you even having to try. So for example, let's talk about like a work situation, a workspace. Let's say you're working somewhere and you're choosing to do things a little bit more difficultly because maybe you feel that if your boss doesn't see you doing something in a specific way, then, you're going to get in trouble, or people are going to say, oh, no, you're not doing it right. It's like the universe will come in and swoop that person away, or they'll come in and swoop away something. It's kind of like things will get easier for you because they're meant to, which is really interesting. With meat and wine, I mean, you could literally be dealing with wine. Maybe some of you work in the alcohol industry. Another way of seeing this, I'm seeing it as rejoicing, as like partying. Don't be afraid to have a good time, in moderation, of course. I'm not saying that you should drink wine, but this is more like having fun with friends, because it's making me think of the Three of Cups here. Even though there's like 5 people in this card, it's having a great time. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. Some of you, you're about to have a much more easier time of things in general, whether that's in your personal life, work life, romantic life, whatever it may be. And shape-shifting lets me know you're about to put on a new mask. There's something here about, again, stepping into your power. One of your new masks, one of your new identities is something or somebody much more powerful than you're used to. And I feel like it's actually going to be, again, a lot easier. I mean, think about, again, if we're using the workspace as an example, the higher up you go in rank, the less physical labor you have to do, the less you have to deal with certain things. And it's like life gets easier and you get paid more. So for some of you, I am seeing this kind of situation play out for you. Maybe some of you are coming into a promotion of some sort, or maybe just an easier job. Regardless of how much you're getting paid, it'll be something a lot more easy. I do see with independence and recharge, for whatever reason, and this is not the way this book describes this card, but anytime I see this card, recharge, I think of being alone, to gather yourself, to release other people's energy, to release the energy of previous days or previous situations. As I said that, the sun got a little bit dark, like the room got a little bit darker. I use natural lighting, so like I guess the sun hid behind a cloud, kind of giving confirmation that for some of you, you need to release certain energies, even energies of the people you love, even the energies of people that are good, because there's something about needing to be your own self, about being independent. I feel like you have to truly feel who you are so that you can understand your power. So there is something here about, yeah, you're going into something really deep, something really transformative as well. I think this is why you've had the most amount of cards out of all the piles. And again, remember, you are light. One way I recharge myself is just bringing in light, like just imagining myself in a bubble of light, or a stream of light, whatever imagery I need at the moment to release, anything dark, anything heavy, anything that is not truly myself. And I encourage you to do the same here, pile 4. Numbers that could be of importance, we have 25 and 35. So something here could be 10 years in the making, or 10 months, 10 something in the making. We have number 3, which makes me think of the Empress card in Tarot. Or some of you could be a Lifepath 3 as well. And I did mention the 3 of Cups, so that's coming through. We have 56 and 49. Those could, again, be important numbers, or maybe ages for some of you. So with that said, let's move on to the tarot portion of this reading. But yeah, there's some very powerful energy coming through. A lot of amount of magnetism as well. Whatever this is, it's making you more magnetic to the things that are meant for you, pile 4. So pile 4. We have the 10 of Cups. I'm not surprised. The King of Wands, also not surprised, because we were talking about power, and the King of Wands, out of all the kings, is probably the most powerful one. Usually more in terms of like physicality, and even, I wanted to say gravitas, but I'm not sure if I'm using that word right. More in terms of how they stand. But I mean, there's something here about control as well. It's like you have control over your happily ever after. You having control over your life. Because the 10 of Cups in any position can describe life, the life that you live, the life that you live at home, what makes you happy, what makes you get up in the morning and do the things you do. We have the 3 of Cups. I'm not surprised, because I kept bringing that up in the oracles. A lot of you, you're about to have a lot more fun. You could be gathering with family, friends. You could be gathering with people who truly adore you and that you adore back. There's going to be, you're about to come into some happy times as well. And if it's not like actual partying, it could be like waking up every day just with a wonderful mood and a great mood, like with a great mindset. Even just finding it easier to smile about everyday things. We have the Three of Pentacles. Some of you, if we're talking about a work environment, you could be meeting people who you work better with. This could also be finding the people that you can build a good life with. So let's say you meet a group of friends and all of you have like similar goals, similar ideas. It's like these are the people you would vacation with, the people you would go away on trips with, the people you gather with to be inspired to create new things. We have the Two of Wands. I'm hearing destination planning. It's funny because I did mention vacation. Maybe literally some of you are deciding to move somewhere with a group of friends, or vacation somewhere with a group of friends, or to even just meet up somewhere. We have the Tower. This comes unexpectedly, and that's, I think, the best surprise out of all of this, is that whatever this is comes a little bit unexpectedly, or when you were least expecting it. Strength reversed. I feel like she doesn't want to be reversed. Let's unreverse her. Because you're overcoming certain struggles, you're overcoming certain mentalities here, especially those that maybe you didn't realize were blockages, that you didn't realize were... Sometimes certain mentalities, no matter how innocent or simple they may seem, can hold us back. I know that seems odd, but I'm getting of somebody who plays small because they don't really want a bigger life, but there's nothing wrong with wanting a bigger, more expansive, more beautiful life. You know, as long as you're living true to yourself and as long as you're giving back to the people you love, to your community, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. But some people, they play small because they feel like they've always been intended to be small. And again, nothing wrong with a simple life, but I feel like this could be in some way blocking your blessings. We have the Star. And I don't know if I should censor this, but I will, just in case. This is beautiful. This is wishes coming true. These are wishes being granted. Oh, okay. We have, I think this is the Page of Cups. That one really flew at me. I didn't mean for it to just pop up. But I feel like people will be expressing their gratitude and their love for you. It's like people are paying their respects to you. For some of you, you could have a new baby on the way, whether that's a fur baby or a human baby, or maybe even like the baby of a friend or a niece or nephew. There could be somebody new coming into your life. And maybe this really changes the way you see things, or maybe this changes things for everybody. I am getting that. Because I'm literally seeing the more recent Fantastic Four movie where, and this is not a spoiler because it's been in all the trailers, where, you know, they find out that Invisible Woman's having a child and everybody's like, oh my gosh, and the guys are like, we're going to be such great uncles. You know, it's that kind of mentality where something new is coming into your life, whether it's a baby, a project, an idea, and it's shifting everybody around you. It's shifting your community. It's showing you who your actual friends are, who your real family is, who your community is, and who isn't. Because like I did mention earlier in the oracles, something is going to be taken out of your life, but you're not going to miss it. You will barely notice it. And if it happens to be a person, I mean, it sucks to talk about them that way, but maybe this person was really toxic. Let's get one last card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is meant to be long lasting. This is a very fertile and abundant time for a lot of you. Take that as it resonates. Take that in whichever way it needs to resonate for you, Pile 4. But you're in a moment right now where things are like about to blossom, about to bloom, about to flourish. I keep hearing that. You're like in very, very fertile territory. Again, if this is, for some of you, it could be quite literally biologically. So if you do not want children, take the precautions. And for others of you, this could be a great time to plan certain things, to plan to move somewhere, to plan a business, to start things. I feel like things are about to come up for you. And back at the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. And it's going to happen faster than you recognize. It's going to happen really, maybe more quickly than you would want. This would be like, for example, within the course of a year, you find the love of your life, you get married, you have kids, you buy a house, you move to your dream place. It's like all of that happening within a year. This is a similar energy I'm picking up on. Of course, you can slow it down, but for some of you, I feel like the universe really wants you to get to a particular place, or you've been manifesting this. So it's like, okay, time to speed it up and get everything all at once. So for some of you, I feel like it could be a little bit overwhelming, but in the best way possible. It's like when you are given way too many gifts during your birthday or Christmas time. It's like, are you going to complain about that? Of course not, but it's going to take some time to really process it all. And I absolutely love this energy for you, Pile 4. I love all these messages that your higher self has for you. We have the 6 of Swords. For some of you, you could literally be moving, whether that's moving from one home to another or moving from place to place. And 7 of Cups, and you'll be given so many options. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been manifesting this. Some of you could even have a little bit of indecision with everything that's coming up, but I feel like trust in yourself and trust in the beautiful people around you, and you will be just fine. Just a few things coming through. We do have Uranian energy here with the Tower. So look to where your Uranus is in astrology, because I did mention that some of you could really be into astrology. We have Leo and Aquarius. Some of you could have really important aspects in those two, or look to those particular times for this kind of growth. King of Wands energy is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Queen of Pentacles energy is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So something powerful and long-lasting is coming through here for you, Pile 4. Oh my goodness, I haven't had such a positive reading in a while for my channel, so I really do love this for you. I would claim this energy if I were you, Pile 4, regardless of where you are right now, regardless of what's going on. Let's go ahead and get your closing cards for Pile 4. I have compassion for grumps. It's not easy to have a bad day, and even harder to be a permanent poo-poo head. Like I said, there might be certain people in your life that maybe they're a little bit more grumpy, and either it's becoming easier to handle these people, these lower vibrational negative people, or they're going to be kicked out of your life in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like regardless of them, it's like somebody trying to rain on your parade. It's not going to happen. Your life is getting too good it's just getting so much better for you. Like nothing's going to bring you down. And I absolutely love this for you, Pile 4. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.